helping to build a stronger, more prosperous nation for us all. So when you pay your taxes, you are investing in the future of Uganda and supporting the progress and development of our nation. Uganda is because of you.
Uganda Revenue Authority, developing Uganda together.
These services are free of charge. All you need is a copy of your national ID.
Uganda Revenue Authority, developing Uganda together.
Eyange irisiti tompa bidara irisiti ojja kumpa irisiti tompa bidara irisiti ojja kumpa irisiti tompa bidara mpa irisiti yange. That's right, insist on getting your e-receipt. It's your ticket to fantastic prizes including motorbikes, laptops, fridges and a fully paid 6-day safari for 2 in Uganda. Take a picture of your e-receipt, upload it to the URA website or mobile app and you could be the lucky winner. The more receipts you upload, the higher your chances of winning. Terms and conditions apply. More details on our social media channels.
Uganda Revenue Authority, developing Uganda together.
Ocho mwami musoke njose nekusanga
Ate chichi.
Munange anti gwamanya kunyinyonyola ebintu by'emisolo bino nembitegeera.
Ate chichi leero.
Mbadde ku dduuka nempulira nga abakyala bagamba mbu tulina okwewandiisa mu nkola ya
IFRIS. Tukikolanga.
Ate
kituufu nnyo.
Mbadde sikimanyi nakyo.
Eyo y'enkola egenda okutuyamba okulwaninga bizinesi zaffe mu ngeri ya digital.
Etya.
Oba olina okuwandiisa bizinesi yo mu IFRIS osobola okumanya omuwendo gw'ebintu by'olina mu bizinesi yo, enfulumya n'ennyingiza mu bizinesi yo. Awo URA esobola okukola omulimu gwayo ogw'emisolo obulungi.
Nedda mwami musoke kye sitegeera. IFRIS eyingira etya mu bizinesi yange?
Kakati enkola eno ya IFRIS eyingiza bizinesi yo mu system ya URA.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this week's edition of our Customs Trade Facilitation webinar, where we seek to engage you and sensitize the viewers on different custom business process and procedures. My name is Lynn, a customs officer and a business analyst under the Customs Project Unit, and it is such an honor to be a moderator for today's discussion. Last time we spoke about management of transit cargo, and in case you missed out on this insightful webinar, kindly do visit us on our URA YouTube channel, URA TV, and you will be able to watch and catch up on any of the webinars of your choice. Well, today we are bringing to you the AEO-RME system, also known as the Authorized Economic Operator Enterprise Risk Management Project. And today with me is a team of experts who are working in the project, and it is such an honor to present to you the experts on the panel today. The first person on the panel is a lady with multi-potentiality. She's a Jill of all trades. She's a change management expert and also the project manager of the customs projects in Uganda Revenue Authority. She's called Mrs. Peace Hadoto. Please kindly greet our viewers.
Good morning, viewers, and it's good to have you with us on this webinar.
Thank you, Peace. The second person on the panel today is a business analyst. a systems network expert, and we also call him Uncle Networks. Please welcome with me Mr. Godfrey Omon. Godfrey, kindly greet our viewers.
Thank you, viewers. Good to have you here today.
Finally, the next panelist is a business analyst with a passion in systems software engineering who has developed many systems and also a member of the project unit. Please welcome with me Mr. Marvin Kaima, business lead on the AEO-RME project.
Yes, thank you, Peace, and thank you, our viewers. I'm really excited, as the rest of the team is, to take you through what AEO-RME is about. Thank you.
Wonderful. Now, before we kick our discussion today, I would like to appreciate all our esteemed viewers who are always tuned in, and it is because of you that we bring these insightful webinars to you today. So in case you have any questions or queries or concerns, do feel free to go into our chat and we shall have a team of experts who will answer you. Yes, with that said, let's commence our discussion today. So we are talking about the AEO-RME system. Peace, we have talked about the AEO-RME system, but what is the AEO-RME all about?
Okay, thank you so much, Lynn. The Authorized Economic Operator Enterprise Risk Management Project, termed as AEO-RME, is a project that was birthed by the Customs Department of Uganda Revenue Authority to automate most especially the processes of AEO. But as we know, according to the customs processes and procedures, AEO program really is supported by a very good compliance or risk management system and a very good and robust post-clearance audit system in line with all the other processes that support taxation and clearance of international trade and cargo. So this project or program was birthed to really improve the automation of the processes that are still manual and semi-manual currently, and it was really birthed to enable the program get to a level of maturity where we can have an online application of AEO applicants submitting their applications online, and they are processed online, and compliance information is also generated quickly at a click of a button, so that again at the end of the day, as trade facilitation's main agenda is facilitate the trade and reduce aspects of time and cost that come with manual and semi-manual processes. So the AEO-RME is one of the projects that is being undertaken by the Customs Department of Uganda Revenue Authority to ensure that we automate all processes that support the AEO program. The AEO program, in brief, was started in 2013. Currently, we have about 118 AEOs nationally, but also we have the national players, some of them at the ESC regional level. Uganda has been a very good benchmark of the AEO program. We were actually privileged to be the first in Africa to host the 4th Global AEO Conference. And this was a very big achievement for us because it showed the level of maturity of our program. So this program is really going to take us to another level of automation, because now we will have our AEOs or AEO applicants being able to access and to lodge the AEO application online, so that all the processes that were very tedious, the manual processes, the monitoring processes are all online, and this improves transparency, this improves accountability. So for us as a revenue administration, in line with the domestic revenue mobilization strategy, in line with our corporate plan, in line with the overall plan of Uganda, is we are trying to ensure that we reduce barriers to trade, we make facilitation easy, and in so doing, in the long run, we will also be able to increase our revenue and support our country to develop. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Peace. One important thing that you have said over and over again while you were talking is that we are striving so much to manage and improve our compliance, and it is one of the URA's most important goals in our URA Corporate Plan 2020-25. I think I would give this question to Marvin. Marvin, kindly, how is the AEO-RME system now aligned to that corporate plan of URA?
Okay. Thank you so much, Lynn. And thank you, Peace, for that enlightenment about the AEO program and AEO-RMS, connecting the two. Just like any other organization, URA also has a corporate plan which runs for 5 years. So every 5 years we sit down and think about what we expect to do in the coming 5 years, so that to make it easy for us to hit our targets and also be able to improve other things among staff welfare and also other things that are connected to this work of collecting taxes. One of the things that are really in our strategic plan for these 5 years that we are looking at is improving of process management, which is very key. If you have processes which are not connected to each other, trust me, you will not have any revenue to collect. If processes are not aligned, and that brings about non-efficiency in the existing processes, and also to bring out that's where AEO-RME comes in to align these processes. In AEO-RMS, when we look at the architecture of the system, we are having all the systems existent in the customs department and the URA at large connected to each other. The integrations that are looking into all the existing systems bring about the collaboration between the systems. The systems are speaking to each other, which makes it easy for the processes to be efficient, because I don't think anybody would love to have one system in URA telling them something else, and yet the other systems are saying something else about the same person. So that is the first strategic aspect that we are looking at, and this is being hit by the AEO-RMS. And the other is optimize of technology. You know, we have to admit that technology is the way to go. Technology is here to stay. So if you still lag behind in technology, then your processes will not benefit you at all. And as we know that URA is leading amongst the government agencies in terms of technology, so there is no way the leader in technology cannot think about making sure that all their processes are automated. So in this period, we are also looking at making sure that all processes are being automated. And we are also looking at the aspect of strengthening collaborations with our stakeholders, which is very key. You know, we are in the business of service delivery. We are not selling anything. So the only thing we are selling is a service. And if you are selling a service and you don't treat your customers well, or you don't follow up on the customers, then that means that you will lose out on the business sooner or later. That's why even part of that implementation of that strategic aspect, we are having these webinars which are looking into reaching out to you, getting feedback from you, letting you understand or learn about what you are supposed to do as a taxpayer and what we are supposed to do as the tax collectors. So AEO-RMS is also doing that. We are also looking into strengthening risk management. You know, in the service that we provide, we have a lot of risks, because for sure we can't be everywhere. If we are to be everywhere, that would mean that the staff of URA would be more than the taxes to be collected, and that is not logical at all. So if we realize that the numbers are small and yet the targets are always high, we have to be strategic, and we have to manage risk. Not that every container is supposed to be verified or something like that, but you look into where is the risk, and then you let others be facilitated and only focus on the risky ones. So to facilitate that also, you need a risk engine which is supposed to tell you who is risky according to the parameters that are set into the engine. And then with that, you are not biased to anything as you are selecting out the risky ones and the non-risky ones. And we also have an aspect which is looking into improving data management. We all know that yes, if we collect data, that is the first step, but then managing this data, how you will be able to use this data, and how you will be able to store it is also very important. As you have all seen in the former years, where we didn't have information systems with us. We used to have government files rotting in government offices, and that was because of the manual processes which required us to have files and papers, which were, on top of being a high cost, they were also endangering the records that of course after a particular time you would find out that the records are no longer existing and you need to recapture them. So we have to secure the data that we have collected. That's why we come up with systems like this, so that they can help us with that. I'll also talk about the voluntary compliance, which is one of the key objectives of this strategic direction for these 5 years. You know, compliance is having two sides. One where you are forced to be compliant, and of course we have it here in URA, which is enforcement. And I don't believe anybody would love to go that direction. We also don't love to go that direction. And that's why even enforcement is just a small unit in URA. If we were focusing on enforcement, we would be having a very big unit in URA doing the enforcement. But since we are providing a service, and it is me and you who are supposed to build this nation, which is through the taxes we pay, and if we are not happy about the way we are paying our taxes, I'm sure we will try as much as possible to evade these taxes or to dodge them. So it is better when we voluntarily come out to pay these taxes. It speaks more than when we are forced to pay these taxes. So that's why we came up with the AEO program, which the project manager has explained very well, to put into practice the aspect of now rewarding those who have come out and said, okay, from today on, I'm coming clean. I'm going to be compliant with all the tax laws, and I will be paying my taxes as I'm supposed to. So basically, Lynn, those are some of the points in our strategic direction for the 5 years that we are looking into. And I'm sure we are bringing in more systems to put that into practice. Though the AEO-RME is the one that we have brought out now, which we have been cooking for some good time, and we are sure that it will serve as it is based on our strategic direction. Thank you.
Thank you, Marvin, for bringing us up to speed and for assuring us that URA is still on course in achieving its intended objectives. Now, probably, if I would take you back, Peace mentioned while she was speaking about the background of the AEO program, about some of the challenges that were the AEO program was actually facing, and one of them was delayed certification of AEO, and this brought about slow uptake of the AEOs by the private sector. Probably, maybe I would direct this question to Godfrey. Godfrey, could you kindly explain to us how is the AEO-RME going to address such challenges? Why are you bringing it up now?
Okay, thank you very much, moderator. Thank you for that wonderful question. As my colleagues have mentioned, what we need to know is that we always get a lot of challenges when we decide to go manual. Manual process always is not an easy road to take, and that's why we have come up with the system to support the program. So the first challenge which you mentioned is that delayed decertification of these AEO clients. Looking at the system that is coming up right now, which is already with us actually, is we are going to facilitate them to get certificate online. Online certificate, okay, considering all the manual processes, there were some processes that they go through to maybe get the compliance history of this particular taxpayer who is trying to become an AEO. All those processes are all embedded into the system through system interfaces and integration. So a taxpayer profile is automatically calculated by the system, and that's why it is possible for someone to just lodge an application from wherever they are, because remember, this system is going to have two faces, client facing and then inward facing. The client facing is going to be where a client will use, the interface where the client will use to lodge the application. So they will load the application online, and then all the criteria based on the fact that their interfaces and integration with the other system, the compliance history of this particular taxpayer is going to be populated, and then at the end of it all, when the taxpayer is compliant to all the procedures that are put in place, the certificate can be got online. Number two is support an intelligent system. Looking at the AEO system that is coming right now, unlike other system, this system is going to be intelligent based with some level of artificial intelligence. You know, artificial intelligence doesn't work without data. So even the compliance history we are talking about is about the data of this particular taxpayer. So the decision that we shall, as users, will be making will be basing on the system. So it will be very easy for us to make decisions basing on the decisions that we have seen from the system, based on the analysis of the system, and then we can make outright decision right from there. Another challenges that will be overcome is establish the risk or compliance level of a taxpayer. You see, every taxpayer that will be using the system will be rated, and is their compliance level that always will be populated. And also that will help us now to get a mitigation strategy basing on the compliance history the system is trying to populate to us. So it is easy for us now to come up with treatment and mitigation strategies based on the information that has been provided by the system. So that is a very good part of the system, because it was a challenge before. You can't know how compliant this particular taxpayer is, but because of the system now, we have all this information at hand. So there is also prompt processing of entries. Looking at our AEO, you know, our AEO is like, literally, they are like our bosses, because we don't really dwell so much into their entries or the goods that they try to import. We don't so much look into their imports, because we already term them as our priority taxpayers who are always believed to be low risk. So it is easy for us to promptly release their goods based on the information of the system, of course, because they are actually our AEOs. Then the next one is expedited payment of refunds claim. Based on the historical data in the system, we can easily quicken the refund process of this particular taxpayer, because we already know from the system, we know the compliance history. The system has already tried to 360 degrees give us the whole history of this particular client. So if they apply for a refund, we can easily have the trust that this person needs to be quickly refunded because we already know this person 360 degrees. So at least those are the few challenges that will be overcome by the system. And I'm so grateful that you asked that question. I'm waiting for more. Thank you very much, moderator.
Thank you very much, Godfrey, and for assuring us that the AEO-RME is coming to change and it's going to help us and do business in a smart way and also address those challenges that we have actually been facing with the AEO program. Now, Marvin spoke so passionately about business process improvement. I would like to know, and I think also the viewers also would like to actually now feel what the AEO-RME is actually going to do and how. I'd like maybe Peace, you can maybe answer this question for me. Which processes are those that the AEO-RME is going to enhance so that we can get those benefits that Omona has been talking about?
Okay. Thank you so much, Lynn. Critically asking about the scope of the project. Now, as you know, every project has a scope. Maybe what I didn't inform the viewers is earlier when you asked about the automation journey, is the project team took a project management style where we collected the needs, and from the needs we are able to identify areas of improvement from the different processes that we collected and interviewed. Once we did that, we came up with a to-be, and then we came up with the systems document that guides the system IT experts on how to develop the system. And then we have actually finalized the user acceptance tests with the different process people. We are now progressing towards a very critical stage called the piloting phase, which is very important for us to see that our system is working. And once the piloting phase is done, we're able to train a few of the most critical stakeholders, and then we're able to go live with the project. So the scope from the needs assessment that was done, we realized actually there's a lot to do. And in a project, you have to have a very clear scope. And if what cannot be done in a particular phase is not able to be done, maybe due to very tight budget, timelines, then we mature it to another phase called the second phase and the third phase. Just like we have had different projects having up to the 3 phases, like the single window project that the customs department has done. So the scope now was critically focusing on improvement processes on the AEO, very critical, and then on the post-clearance audit, which is a very good division that supports the after clearance of cargo, so that we see that actually this person, just like Mr. Marvin Kaima was saying, this person who has been given the AEO status is actually an AEO and still adhering to be an AEO. So we have the post-clearance audit division, which comes in now to check and verify that, okay, we gave you a trade facilitation benefit for you to move your goods, for you to get facilitated because you're compliant. So now we come to do a post-clearance and ensure that you are still adhering to the customs procedures and AEO procedures. So the post-clearance audit division will be automated because it's very critical that we have those processes automated to support, again, the AEO program. Then very critical for us is the compliance business division under customs, because this division is critical for us because it has the risk management unit, because AEO is really hinged on risk a lot, because you're saying we have profiled our clients, just again like what Marvin was saying, our clients, we know some are actually wanting to be compliant, so you facilitate those who really want to be compliant, and you give them trade facilitation benefits. Then the little few who are a bit not compliant, again, as he said, we see how to manage them. So the compliance and business analysis division, post-clearance division, where the AEO program sits. So those 3 critical divisions will be automated. And we hope that once we have gone through this phase and we have registered success and we have seen progress in the program, then we build onto phase 2, where now we bring in all these other processes in a way that supports the program. Notwithstanding that is that even as we have automated these three processes from these two divisions, we have consulted and engaged because URA is not working in silos. We have engaged our DT experts on processes that actually affect the AEO program. We have involved the legal. We have involved all these other processes that support the AEO program, so that at the end of the day, when we give you the AEO certificate, you are not just recognized in customs as compliant, but you are recognized as URA. So domestic taxes needs to know you are compliant, customs needs to know you are compliant, legal needs to know you are compliant. So at the end of the day, it is one person who has had a 360 look of compliance, as Godfrey was saying, and then we give you the certificate of AEO. So in brief, those are the processes, but we have not worked in silos. We have also engaged our sister departments to ensure that we come up with a product that is compliant in a 360-degree angle.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Peace. That means the AEO-RME system is going to tell the DT person, I am AEO. That means someone in enforcement will know, I am AEO. Even if I'm now at enforcement, I'm still AEO. So that is what the AEO-RME is going to do for us. Very, very nice. But now, Marvin, probably you can tell me, omuntu wa wansi afuniramu wa? How will it benefit him?
Yes, thank you, Peace. Thank you, Lynn. You know, omuntu wa wansi, as omuntu wa wansi, we always love to also be considered in every improvement. And of course, even as Uganda Revenue Authority, we are always looking at this muntu wa wansi. How do we improve how they work? How do we improve their businesses? How do we improve their livelihoods? And of course, such programs bring about that change in how business is done. You see, before you go to muntu wa wansi, there are also benefits that Uganda Revenue Authority as an organization gets as we try to create, to collect these taxes, because it is through the taxes that the muntu wa wansi benefits in the long run. You see, we have benefits in the short run and also the ones, the long-term ones, that after the collection of the taxes and the budget the budget of the country is financed, then everyone, including the muntu wa wansi, benefits. I will first start with those ones, then I come to those ones which are specific to muntu wa wansi, the short-term ones. So in the long term, I will be looking at the benefits that URA is getting from this system. We have a benefit that is concerning the enhancement of international trade facilitation. Even according to WCO, which is a World Customs Organization, the focus is looking at facilitating trade. You know, customs is not supposed to be focusing on collecting revenue, but instead is supposed to be focusing on facilitating you to trade. We are supposed to be securing the supply chain to make it easy and possible for the domestic taxes to collect revenue from you after your business has succeeded. So taxes is our secondary target, but the biggest target for us is to make it easy for you to trade. So when we automate the processes which are critical in the process of clearance of cargo, then it makes it easier for customs to facilitate you to trade. Then we have a benefit of enhancement or in taxes collected through making it possible for you to voluntarily be compliant and voluntarily pay the taxes, so that you don't even feel the burden of paying these taxes. So when we make it possible for you to onboard the Authorized Economic Operator program, which is I will take it as the red carpet for the importer or exporter. We are taking you as a VIP, and I think in the earlier webinars it was discussed. We discussed about the benefits of the AEO program, and those are quite many, and they keep on coming on board. Additional benefits keep on coming on board, but all these are geared towards making voluntary compliance towards payment of taxes easy, which makes us hit the targets easy in the long run, because when we pay when our taxpayers bring in these taxes willingly, we are also reducing the burden of us borrowing. You know, the whole budget is not facilitated by the taxes we pay, but since and that is because the taxes we pay are still a bit low, that they cannot facilitate the whole country's budget. So we end up borrowing part of this money, or waiting for donations from other countries, and of course you know the evils that come with that. So that's one of the things that Uganda Revenue Authority is benefiting from this. And then there is also a reduced cost in doing business, and as Uganda Revenue Authority we always look into the cost of doing business and how can we make it lower, because if we bring in a system which can look through, as my colleagues have earlier stated, the system which can look through all departments of Uganda Revenue Authority and determine if somebody is risky or not, that means that I will focus the resources on the more risky people, and then I'll maybe defer the checks on the less risky individuals, which makes it easy for me to do business as Uganda Revenue Authority, and it makes it even benefits you as the one that I'm doing business with. There is also a benefit of fostering legitimate trade if we are facilitating those who are becoming, whom we are seeing that these are becoming compliant. So it makes it easy for us to, the rest of us are contributing 20%. So the bigger the number of the ones contributing 80%, that will total up to more taxes, and it will make us hit the target easily. So really, if I'm rewarding you, then you are benefiting. So the Muntuawanzi should also now think about how am I going to join the AEO program, so that I also benefit my country as I also benefit. So going to a shop, you buy there are some snacks for the kids which come with toys for the kid to play with. So you are buying, but they are giving you a gift, so that you also feel the appreciation of the manufacturer of such snacks. So that is one of the key things that the Muntuawansi is benefiting, and trust me, if you don't benefit from that, you will not benefit. Then of course, we have talked about easy application. We have seen that the application is online, just like the Uganda Electronic Single Window, where we have registered success. So we have realized that if we are to register success in any systems that we develop in Uganda Revenue Authority, we have to think about letting the client monitor themselves, letting the client access the system. So in the AEO-RME, the client is able to lodge their own application. The application is transferred to the AEO team, which is supposed to process it. part of this process is automatically done by the system, by the risk engine, which is embedded in this system. And by the time you get the certificate, that means all the checks have been done, and therefore it makes it easy for you to get this certificate and also monitor the process of getting it. So there is also the last benefit I'll talk about is about you knowing anything concerning the AEO program, which is on the client's portal that that is for the AEO program. That means that we shall have content uploaded there in form of videos, and we shall even have chatbots there for you to answer, or if you need to speak to somebody in the AEO program, they can help you and facilitate you in understanding the program, so that you join something that you understand very well. So Lynn, I think the benefits are really too much, but because of the time we have here, we cannot exhaust all of them.
Indeed.
But there's really a lot to benefit from this program. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Marvin. At least you have brought it out that this program is not only for the big dogs, but also me in Chikubo, I can also be able to access the AEO-RME system, and then also be able to apply to become an AEO. Thank you very much for that. And dear viewers, be reminded that in case you have any questions or queries or concerns, you can still text them under the question and answer section under the chat, and we'll have them answered by our team of experts. And actually, we have got a few questions. One is from Mr. Wabogo. I think I'll direct this question to you, Peace. It says, it says, we need an update on what is going for the new applicants that were audited, and it is 1 year now, no update at all. This is like for Mukwano Industries Uganda Limited. Mr. Rabogo wants an update of what the new applicants that were audited already, for like Mukwano, I think it's from Mukwano, I think he wants to know how he will join, or how we are going to handle the already applicants on board. Kindly, please.
Okay. Thank you. Allow me to, first of all, appreciate Mr. Rabogo, a very dear friend and a partner of Uganda Revenue Authority. Mukwano Industries contributes a lot of revenue for us. And I would like to, first of all, thank you so much for the contributions that you do. It's a question on audit and on audit, on why actually your audit file has probably taken quite some time. And again, these are the benefits that the ERM will bring, because we shall have accountability, transparency, for you able to know, because you're automating an audit process at the end of the day. So it is good for you to know where is the status of your audit, where has it taken long, and those are some of the benefits that Marvin was trying to re-echo for the beauty of the AEO. Obviously, Mukwano is a large company, and probably reasons why they take a bit of time is maybe the complexity of the things that need to be audited, because you have a lot of inputs. And I know the team is actually deliberating and finding out and doing a lot of expert research on those aspects. Hopefully, I also think the other reason is the aspects on the nature of the audit, because it looks at not just the aspects of one CPC, but maybe probably many CPCs. So we do apologize for probably the delay in the audit findings. We will surely take this up immediately after this webinar. We will engage with our audit experts and team and surely revert back to you on why the audit has probably taken long. But I know our audit team is efficient. Probably there are aspects that they are trying to still harmonize before they come up with the conclusive results from the audit. So allow me, Madam Moderator, to take this up and to engage our audit division and team on why, and then I will definitely revert back to Mr. Rabogo. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Peace. There are so many custom systems already. We have BWIMS, we have RECTS, we have a SCUDA, and I would like, Omon, could you kindly tell me how is this AEO-RME system fitting in all this maze of all these systems?
Okay, thank you, moderator, for that question. And like I mentioned before, the AEO-RMS is going to be a vast system that will speak to all the systems that you mentioned. In the high-level architecture that we drew during the project, you will notice the AEO-RMS is at the center. We are looking at all other systems feeding into the AEO-RMS. And why do we do that? We want information from all these systems. So all those systems are sources of information that needs to be fed into the risk engine. So that is the reason why we need all these systems interfaced or integrated with the AEO-RMS. And actually, we are looking at also, most probably in phase 2, we are looking at all our sister agencies, because remember, these taxpayers, they don't only deal with URA, some go UNBS and other agencies. So 360 degrees might not only stop at URA, it will also extend to our sister agencies, because we are looking forward to, in phase 2, to integrate even our sister agency systems, so that at this point, when a client comes from maybe UNBS to URA, we know this client is compliant even at the other agencies. So the other systems are important to the AEO-RMS because it is going to be providing us with the information, which in turn will help us to compile and get risk profile of each and every taxpayer that is using the system. I think that answers the question. Thank you very much, moderator.
Explicitly. Thank you so much. We've received another question. Thank you, Mr. Regan Basoga. You ask that can the data derived here be used in licensing of clearing agents, perhaps in the medium or long term? Marvin, I think you would like to speak to this.
Yes, thank you, moderator, and thank you, Mr. Regan, for this wonderful question. You see, as we said earlier, AEO-RMS mostly deals with integration, connecting to these other systems that are already existing. And we have already automated the clearing agents licensing under the Uganda Electronic Single Window, which means that that is already an existing system, and it's about us, the AEO-RMS, providing information to this module so that it makes it easy for the teams that are licensing these clearing agents. It makes it easy for them to carry out the work and make it possible in the shortest time possible. Because you know, already in the AEO-RMS system, we're already looking at most of the risk component, which even includes offense management. And if we are picking data about offense management, and yet this is part of the data that is used during the licensing of these clearing agents, it makes it easy for the people that are licensing these agents to pick this information up and use it during the licensing of these. So as Peace mentioned earlier, we shall go on improving the system in the later phases, in the phase 2 or phase 3. As long as there is an enhancement to do, we shall always do it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Marvin. In fact, you almost thought about the question that I was about to ask you, and it was about the key players, the stakeholders. Who is the AEO-RME going to touch? Who is it going to impact? Kindly, briefly, tell us who is going to interact with this system.
About the interaction with the system, first of all, we have the internal users and the external users of this system. The internal being all staff of Uganda Revenue Authority. Because as we said earlier, this system is going to be looking into, is going to generate a risk profile dependent on the information in TID, the information in domestic taxes, the information in all the departments of Uganda Revenue Authority, because even during during the process of approval of the AEO application, the process is going through several stages, which includes approvals from the various departments of Uganda Revenue Authority. And we have also aspects of risk management, which go into up to the lowest person in the ranks of customs until the highest. So that means that everyone will get access rights, of course, according to what they are doing in the system. And when I go to the side of the externals, we have all taxpayers. I think around we are having around 2 million so far, and the register is still growing. So I expect that all these 2 million taxpayers are potential users of this system. Anybody who feels like I should join AEO, they can just make their application. And what is good with this system is that even when you don't qualify because of the prerequisites of the AEO program, we don't discard your application. We allocate the application to somebody in the AEO program to be able to nurture you and follow you up, making sure that you pick up the pace and be able to join the program, because it was your desire to join it in the first place. So I think those are the users that we have for this system. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Marvin, and thank you for enlightening us. Peace, you spoke about the phases of the project and how far you have gone. I would like you to let us know what is the next stage now that we even know who all of us are going to be impacted by this system. What's the next stage?
Okay, thank you so much, Lynn. So actually the most important reason for us being on this webinar is to inform you, our viewers, that we have actually progressed to the third phase of our project. The AEO-RME phase is getting into the piloting phase, which is almost actually the second last phase of the project. And once we are done with the piloting phase, where we will identify some companies, we will run our system with those companies and see that actually what we have developed with our vendor, we have our vendor Atos China, one of very good companies that have developed a lot of solutions in regard to ICT. We will run this system with these piloting companies and ensure that whatever has been developed in the system is actually meeting the deliverables of the project. Deliverables that you can now get your certificate of AEO online, we can monitor your operations and compliance online, we can get your compliance history online. So those aspects, the automation of the audit function is now online, the automation of our risk engine is online. So we progress to the piloting phase, which is a very important phase for us to check and be sure that our system has delivered to the deliverables of the project. Once we see that our piloting phase has been successful, we progress with the training of different users who will be using the system. And then we will be very happy as Uganda Revenue Authority under the Customs Department to go live and say, our dear stakeholders, we are now live with our project, with our AEO system, ERM system. You can now apply online and get a certificate online. So the next stage, again, back to your question, Madam Moderator, on the roadmap is the piloting phase, which we are looking at. And then once the piloting phase is done, we do the little training and change management. Obviously has been ongoing. We shall continue to engage, sensitize like this in form of webinars, in form of sensitization engagements, and then we will be able to go live. So we are looking at really going live as the end of this journey, and we shall be very happy and successful to launch this product for our AEOs, but also potential AEOs who will be joining the AEO program under Customs.
Thank you very much, Peace. Speaking of sensitizations that you have just been speaking to, what's the plan? How do you intend to sensitize like Marvin says, all the stakeholders, because he said a very big number of people, how do we plan to sensitize the stakeholders on the AEO-RME? Probably Omoni would like to enlighten us.
Okay, thank you, moderator, for that question. First of all, in URA we have a corporate change unit. I think their mandate is entirely in regard to change management. So, as you know, any system that come to play, we need a vigorous change management so that they can understand exactly what the system is about. Number one is actually what we are doing right now. We are already doing change management, because by the fact that we are sensitizing, we are telling the audience out there that AEO-RME is here. As the title there is playing, it's saying AEO-RME is here. I'm already sensitizing. I'm already telling them that, look, we have a system for you. We are getting off the thing of manual. So that's number one way. Webinars, we are doing webinars right now. So secondly, we use, like I said, we have corporate change. I know they are gearing up there because they already know what is coming. Whatever they have in store, we shall also back them up, and we reach out to our users. Remember, the users are both internal and external. So internal, we shall have vigorous, like webinars right now, it is both internal and external. Then we shall also use user guides. At this point, we can make user guide in regards to the system, and that will help in understanding, because the user guide will contain the processes, how you navigate the system, and how to give you results and all that. So that's one of them. And then also the quizzes, we shall also be putting out quizzes. Maybe if you know more about AEO-RME, and we may say, oh, there are some gifts that we shall give you, so that anyone who gives the correct answers, and here and there we give you. So those are all tactics of getting the attentions of the users to embrace the system. Competitions, maybe all of us understand what competition is, so can come up with competition in regards to AEO-RME, and we see who wins. Whoever wins takes over. So those are the few tactics that we may use so that people can get over with the system. Thank you very much, moderator.
Indeed,
Okay,
the AEO.
Sorry, maybe just to add on,
Yes, please.
on my colleague. Yes, as he has ably said it, so we'll use all mechanisms with support from our corporate change team and customs planning. In customs planning, there is a particular team called change management that supports us in change. So we don't just do change in a very confused way. We have structures and processes and procedures that we follow. So we will engage through a lot of sensitizations, through trainings, through the different areas. He has also said booklets. We have booklets published, the brochures, which actually have frequently asked questions. And this has been done with the support of our public and corporate affairs team and the change teams. We do that in different languages so that we reach out to everybody and they get to know this program, what is the benefit of this program, who is eligible, how can you apply, how can you get on, and so we use all those avenues. So we have brochures, we have the issues aspect that we are talking about, how-to videos, because we will be able to play a how-to video. How do you apply for the AEO certificate with the AEO online program? And that video can guide you at the comfort of your home, rather than you walking with manual documents and manual letters to the offices of the URA office. So we have all those availabilities.
Thank you very much, Peace. Our dear viewers, the team has got you covered. AEO-RME is indeed here. Eze Yaija Shepere. And I would like the panelists just briefly to tell the viewers out there in your own languages, because we want everyone to know that the AEO-RME is here for you, and would like to bring it to you in your own language. Kindly, panelists, maybe I'll start with you, Peace. Okay. Could you please tell the viewers how
Great.
AEO is going to improve business.
Excellent. Thank you, Madam Moderator. I will represent the international community who speak English, which is our official language. AEO is here. AEO is here. The reasons why we automate processes in URA or customs is to make them easy for you as you do your business. We want to remove manual processes. We want to remove semi-manual processes so that at the comfort of your home, with your gadget of a laptop, you can be able to apply if you are eligible again for the program, because there is a criteria and the eligibility criteria that you need to follow. So AEO is here in English. It is here for you, our external stakeholders. Apply for this program once it goes live. Apply, use the system, embrace the system. We know changes are a bit not easy, but we will be there to support you. You have a lot of support structures. You have the projects team, you have our IT support teams, you have our client support teams. So once this project goes live, embrace the change. Don't be resistant to change, because we are going E. Everything is going E, so that we reduce time and cost for your business. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I would like Marvin to tell the viewers there, to our communities out there, how it's going to improve business.
Bannayuganda bannange, nze kyenyinza okubagamba nti emirembe gikyuka. Emirembe egyasookawo abantu baddukanga emisolo, era omusolo ebiseera ebyo gwabeeranga gwadduka, abantu bamenyesa amagulu, abantu batomeddwa ebidduka nga dduka musolo, olw'okuba nti abantu osanga tebamanyanga nti nno omusolo kirungi okusasulwa. Naye tuzze n'ekipya nti ate ku luno mu mulembe guno omupya nti buli wosasula omusolo ate gwofunamu, ng'ogyeko ekyokubeera nti kugenda kuzimba enguudo, kugenda okuyitira amalwaliro, mwogenda okujjanjabirwa, naye ate tukuwa ekirabo ng'omaze okusasula omusolo. N'olwekyo sisitimu eno ezze okugezaako okuteeka mu nkola ekyokulaba nti nno buli asasudde omusolo nga yeeyagalidde atwalibwa ng'omukungu, ate nga si ekyo kyokka kutwalibwa nga mukungu, ate era aweereddwa ebirabo eby'enjawulo mu kusasula omusolo. N'olwekyo nze nsaba tukkirize tugende n'omulembe guno omupya ogw'okusasula omusolo nga tweyagalidde okusingako okudduka emisolo, ate tugwere mu makooti olw'okuba nti twateereddwako omusolo gwe tubadde tetusuubira oba gwe tubadde tetwagala kusasula. N'olwekyo nze mbakunga era nga mbasaba tweyune okusasula omusolo ogw'ekyeyagalire.
AEO-RME is safe, and I would also like to invite some of our project members, but before them, I would also like to Omon to kindly speak to our community out there in your own language.
Oh, thank you very much. Lutua, afoyo ba AEO-RME do bino. Anko nyagi do no moy. And system no bino me konye one wing. Chon gi chon muchor mag down year magi collecting no griam dan riema. No system pere in place. Mande chawani system do bino en giloni AEO-RME ma jimi no wing ma ini timo i business ka imero bedo a priority pa URA i romoti kere and ni wing bedi book ma be pa URA. So one watika eni met wachuni system do bino ene wa geology chingwa pa watiyo kede we aliso konywa in all our business processes. So ino miere bede gam gitinga pa ana foi weng o miera o gam system foi be no be
Afoyo Matek Omon. Thank you so much, Omon. I would also like to invite one of our project consultants to also entreat you to the AEO-RME system. Jerry, you're welcome.
Thank you. 我今天用我们中文 use Chinese to promote this AEO system to everyone. 非常荣幸今天参加这个 webinar 这个活动，去推荐 AEO 这样一个系统 AEO-RME。我作为 Authorized 欧洲排名第1的数字化服务公司的项目经理，在参与了这个项目的完整的过程。我们相信通过 AEO 的这个系统，未来所有 AEO 的业务流程，不管是 AEO 本身还是 URA 的内部海关内部的业务流程，都将全面实现自动化。我们将会通过一种公平公正、可审计、可问责的一种全面的业务流程，来保证各位 AEO 在乌干达所有的业务流程当中的权益，通过这样一种全面稳妥的方式，来保证大家在贸易和乌干达发展过程当中的各种权益。那在未来的整个过程当中，我们 Atos 也会一如既往的提供最先进的 IT 的服务和保障，保障我们的所有的关于 AEO 的服务是7×24小时在线，所有的业务流程完全自动化，全面公开透明。谢谢大家。
Thank you so much, Jerry, for speaking to our Chinese business community. You can also become AEO, so please kindly join the AEO and use the AEO-RME system. I would also like to invite another project member on our team to speak to our communities that the AEO-RME yaija. Barbara, kindly, you're welcome.
Yabali moderator, mazina ndinawe Barbara, Customs Projects, Customs Department, Uganda Revenue Authority. Abakutere bamwe n'abakundo twabashemerwa twabaletera AEO eryaha yiza kubawera mukora business. Tonka URA twakyenda kubateganisa kwirukanga mutorukuhereza omusoro, egi neza kubayamba, egi system neza kubayamba okwehera omusoro oyekundire habwokuba nomanya ebihembe biri omuri ekyo. So noza kuza computer yawe ninga simu yawe notama application yawe kandi ogimonitoringa notunga na certificate. Kintu kuhera mukora business tokuza kushisha bwire mukiriyaringa ebintu byawe omuntu weena omushubuzi yawe orikutasya ebintu mu Uganda ninga okubishoza eligible kuza mu system egi. Mwebale munonga twenda tukwatanise tuza kutungura ihanga lyaitu Uganda tunalengo moja.
Indeed. Thank you so much, Barbara. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being part of this insightful webinar, and thank you panelists for ably engaging with us. I would also like to thank the customs planning team and PCA teams for organizing these webinars for our viewers. And our dear viewers, thank you so much for engaging with us. Thank you so very much for sending in your questions. And in case you still have more questions, you would still like to know about the AEO-RME system, please do not hesitate. Please do not hesitate to use our communication channels. They are always displayed on the screen for you to contact us and let us know or give us any more ideas. Thank you so much, panelists. Thank you, Marvin. Thank you, Mon. Thank you, Peace and project team members for engaging with us. And I would also like to also re-emphasize to the public, to the stakeholders, to continue being involved in our project initiatives as we develop Uganda together. Thank you so much once again. Have a very nice day.